So this is just to be a little mini teaching. So I am a Buddhist born in a Judeo-Christian culture. And I grew up as a Catholic, Ukrainian Catholic, and I knew at an early age that I was spiritual. And I can't say whether I loved or hated the church, but my Baba, my grandmother, was my first spiritual teacher. And I loved her, and I watched her devotion, and I watched her rituals, and she was my first spiritual teacher. And she brought spirit to life to me, for me. And so let's fast forward. The church didn't do it for me. Catholicism just didn't do it for me. I wanted to be an altar girl. There was no such thing as an altar girl, right? It was only boys that could serve. And I saw the discrepancies right from early on. However, I never lost my spirituality. I never, ever. I lost faith in the church, but I didn't lose sense of God or consciousness or spirit. And then fast forward into me becoming a Buddhist. So for a long time, I never used the word God. I mean, I just radically changed my vocabulary. I just used Buddhist words. But I always kept the notion of there's powers that are greater than me. And then I came to believe and came to understand that Buddhas are just that system of naming energy, right? Like you got Tara Buddha, and you got Shakyamuni, and you've got Prajnaparamita. You got all these names, all these deities, but really they're just energies with names and colors. And when I came into AA and came into my recovery work, they used the word God. And so that's when I started to adopt the word God as an it, not as a he or a she. I don't see the universal energy as masculine or feminine. I see it as both. And I find now that I teach that most people, they don't want to become Buddhists. And if I use only Buddhist words, I don't cross the bridge over to them with spirituality. I mean, sometimes when I use God, people get repelled. So I use the word the divine, the source energy, higher power, it. For me, it's always an it. And I say that, and maybe I should be a little bit more explicit, when I say I'm a Buddhist that believes in God. I'm a Buddhist that believes in energies that are greater than myself. I believe in a universal power, that power is bigger than universes, multiple universes combined. My notion of God is not a Christian God. G-O-D to me means generator, organizer, destroyer. It doesn't mean a Christian God with a guy in the sky with a big beard who's condemning and judging and criticizing and is going to punish me.